Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop that's not the shop. So recently I did a build on the CNC where I made a chair, and in that video I didn't show you how you carve the seat pan, and I'd like to do that here with a tutorial on Carveco Maker Plus. We're going to lie to Carveco, or lie to the computer, don't tell them, but in this tutorial you have to lie to the machine a little bit to make this happen. So let's get on the computer, let's get started, and let's show you how to make a seat pan with Carveco Maker Plus. Okay, so let's start with a 20 by 20 work area. And I'm going to do this in-screen video thing. I've seen other YouTubers do it. If you find it as too much of a distraction, let me know in the comments and maybe we won't do this again. But for sake of an attempt to do something a little different with these tutorials, I'm going to pop myself down there in the corner somewhere and you can see me doing this. I don't know why anybody would want to watch, but focus on the screen probably more than me. At any rate, 20 by 20 work area. And if you're using Carveco Maker Plus, I'm assuming that you can get to this point without having to show you how to get there. Origin is in the center. Work area is 20 by 20 again. We're going to begin by grabbing the square tool, starting in the top left and dragging to the right to create a square that matches the size of our work area. We're going to grab the corner here. Actually, before we grab the corner, now let's grab the corner. We're going to pull the corner in here like this. And the reason for pulling the corner is we want this round or radius in the back side. That will be the back portion of the dish in your seat. And this is an artistic impression. You have to decide, how much of a round you want back there. Once you've determined that that's okay and that's what you'd like, create the circle, or create the square. And we're going to go to the transform tool. And we're going to make some adjustments here. Now, we don't want the dish in the seat from edge to edge, otherwise it won't look right. It needs to be a dish in the center. So go to transform. We're going to leave height alone. Width we're going to change. I think I'd like a 1-inch space on the side that is not carved. So having said that, an inch on each side puts us at 18 inches here in the width. We're going to click apply. Make sure that your aspect ratio lock is off when you do that, otherwise it'll mess up your rectangle or square. Alright, so we have that where we want it now. We can click back on the selection tool. Here's where we begin to lie to Carveco. Now, we're going to click off and click on again. Again, that's just my habit. That's the way I do this. We're going to use the arrow tool to pull the square or rectangle down. What I want to do is pull it down enough so that this line right here on each side is at the bottom of our work tool, or work area work tool. Drop down like this. Once it's where we want it, so that it's a straight line, we're going to stop coming down. Now, this is where we begin to lie, like I said. And again, this is how I do these these tutorials, and this is how I do these carvings. There's probably 100 different ways to do them. If you find another way that's easier, go ahead and have at it. That's your way, and that's great. This method works for me. Alright, we've got that square where we want it. Let's click off of it. We're going to deactivate it, as they say. Go over here to the circle tool, left click, hold down, and go to the ellipse. We're going to create an ellipse in here just about anywhere. And you're going to left click and drag out. Now you can see as we go down, the ellipse is in a horizontal, and that is not what we want. We want vertical, like this. Pardon me. This is going to be the center portion that creates the rise between your legs in the seat. An artistic impression here. This is how wide do you want this, how tall, how far back into the seat. That's all a matter of preference. Once we have it where we like it, and I think that works, let's create that ellipse. I hit F9 to put it in the center of the seat. It's not going to remain there. We're going to drop it down and continue the lie here. With the arrow tool pulling it down, let's go to the selection tool, click on it again. We're going to pull this down to the point where, if you look at this point, you have a round portion here, and we don't want the carving tool to carve that because it'll create a point here on this seat. And we don't want a point. We want this a straight wall. So continue to drop down with your down arrow until we get to as close to a straight wall as we can without having these two vectors intersecting. So if we go down a little further, that should do it. Let's zoom in to make sure. Click off of it to get a little better idea. That's perfect. All we need to do now, is create a relief carving. I take that back, we're not to that point yet. What we need to do now is highlight both vectors, go to the shape editor, and click round here on the top. The angle that we're looking for is 10 degrees, that's what I use. Again, all of this is an artistic decision. You might want to go deeper, more shallow. It's all up to you in your chair, and this may go trial and error. When you make your first one, you'll decide, hey, that wasn't enough, I need to go a little deeper. We're going to limit the height because I want the bottom to remain flat no matter how far down I go into the seat pan. We're going to maintain a constant of 5 inches, or we're going to limit the height to 5 inches, I should say. And we want to remove material. We don't want to add to it. We don't want to rise in the seat pan. We want to dish. So we're going to subtract material. Click apply. If you go over here and click in this space and you push down on the center wheel button on your mouse and rotate this, you can see that it's dished out. It's a little difficult on the computer screen, but you can see that there's a dish. So now all what we need to do is create a relief carving toolpath. So click off of this drop down. Your selection tool is still lit. Highlight both vectors. Go to the relief carving toolpath. We're going to do an entire select vectors, not an entire, I misstepped there, not an entire relief or a whole relief. We want to do selected vectors. We want to do inside vector. We're going to click to collect and select, that's a good one. We're going to select a finishing tool, 1/4 inch ball nose, that's what I used. Click on it once more and call it tool number 2. Go down and select a roughing tool. We're going to select a 1/4 inch end mill. Again, this is all preference. You can use an 1/8 inch if you'd like. You can use a bigger tool if you have a bigger tool. 1/4 inch happens to be what I have, so select that. Back to the finishing tool. Step over on this case. In this case is 0.03, and you can reduce that to minimize the amount of sanding that you're going to have to do, but the closer or the smaller the step over, the longer this is going to take to carve out this seat pan. Now, you can certainly sand on this thing a lot faster than allowing the machine to have a ridiculously low step over, because there's not that much detail here. You can sand on this and smooth it out a lot quicker. That's my choice. Again, that's how I do it. We're going to save these in separate files when we save the toolpaths, by the way. That's why I'm doing tool number 1 and tool number 2. We'll go down and Safe Z is correct at 0.1. Let's click to define the material. We'll make that material 0.12, boy, I'm stumbling today, 1.25. That's how thick my seat pan was. And we'll give it a name. We'll call it seat pan. It's not really necessary to name your stuff, but in this case we will. And let's calculate the seat pan. Now we'll watch the green bar go across here. Bucky's Customs caught me on this one. They said, Vernon, that's not a red bar, that's a green bar. Well, I'm colorblind, red and green, so it is a green bar. I confirmed that with my secretary, wife, and boss. She said, yes, it is green, so we'll watch the green bar, but we're in good shape now. Let's close this drop down out. Let's simulate the toolpath so you can see that I actually did this. We'll do a little faster than this. You can see how the tools are going to go, and let's double up the speed here so it goes a little quicker. Let's go again, we get it faster here. Back and forth, and we will have a seat pan here. Just like that. Now, it's a little difficult to see this, but I will rotate it, and hopefully we can see the seat pan there. You can see that it's dished out. And as I said, the machine is not going to carve down in here. It doesn't even recognize that that is not there. It'll just start here at the bottom of the seat and create the pan. Let's change the default material or simulation default to something maybe a little easier to see. Let's go to medium oak works. Let's apply. And as you can see, it is definitely dished out. Let's pop this in the center and move it like this. So there's how you make a seat pan. Now your seat pan will be shaped a little differently in the corners. You'll round the corners probably, maybe round the back. But the purpose of this video was to show you how you could create this dish effect in the bottom of the pan. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope maybe you learned something. As always, give us a like, share, And comment. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I always enjoy that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you on the next one. That right there is one subtle as butt cup you can get